everyone, good morning, and it's another beautiful Saturday morning. Happy weekend to you. How has been your week? Yes, mine has been awesome, amazing, but I just noticed something, that the weather is a bit, it's even confusing. Sometimes it will just be hot, and sometimes it will be cold, cool, and cozy sometimes, but how are you doing over there? Well, today I have Emoji here and sit with me.
Good morning, everyone.
My pink lady. I like your outfit.
Thank
it's
you.
Giving. So how is your week? How is work?
Fine, thank God. We're pushing.
Pushing.
Yes,
yeah, we have to
grace.
keep pushing, not giving up.
And we're moving.
Yes, so we have to move. That is the least thing to stop.
We'll stop. We used to be.
Yeah, so even though we are not where we want to be, but
at least we've left.
We are moving.
Where we used to be.
Yeah, sure. And on my left, right hand here, I have my pretty damsel, my baby, my sweetie, our Susie of Just a Chat. She said, Mom, please, I want to celebrate all mothers. You are doing well. Yesterday, you are doing amazingly well.
Thank you.
I see the way your baby was just really, as giving you buzz before coming on set this morning.
Honestly,
good to have you back. How are you? Yeah, I thank you for makeup. At least it makes your face.
I'm doing great.
I believe you are getting help for your baby.
I mean, I don't have a choice.
You have a choice. How do you cope? Let me just even ask, because I really need to know how you cope, because I was just feeling, actually, one second you feel like being a mom, oh, my ovary, so I want to be a baby. But another second you see the baby showing the mother, you be like, hey, Oma, I don't want to do this again for the next 1 or 2 years. So how have you been coping?
I mean, I've been coping.
Motherhood.
Like I said, I don't have a choice, so I have
Mother of 3.
I got to do what I got to do.
And you have help. You have your husband's support.
We thank God.
You have your husband's support.
I have my husband, and this is my staff. I brought my staff, so
you brought your staff.
Yes.
I know your husband is good as
he's homely.
He's homely. I like that one. I like it. I know that. You see, if your husband is not homely, you know when. But that means your husband can help you bathe the kids sometimes. Maybe
no, it doesn't do this
kitchen work, cook. Yeah, not die. Your husband can cook. That one is one of it. Now, at least you have a man that can cook.
Yeah,
it's going to ease things off.
Yes.
I pray for strength for you.
Amen. Thank you.
All right, so let's just go straight to the point, why we are here today. There's this trending topic, and I think we can't just let it slide without talking about it. And actually, I'm not really interested in all these long hours, videos, watching things on YouTube. Anything that is not edifying, I just stay off it. But I said this one, it can't go like that, because
it's very sensitive.
Very, very sensitive, and I think that's the story, the recent story of late TB Joshua, that BBC did interview of some people, and it's really trendy for for the past 1 week now. You've seen the video?
Yes. Many different
three seasons. It was like you couldn't watch it, Abby. Yeah, I took time to just watch some part. Did you watch it?
I did, actually.
And like 3 episodes. It was like I was watching.
The thing is, so sometimes I watch, sometimes I just ask somebody to
give you some.
To read out, but I mean, I'm very interested in the story.
Following.
Well, actually, I wasn't interested, because the man from the onset, I knew that there's something about this man.
Sketchy about
but when after he died, I was like, okay, maybe that was the end. And I saw the wife doing well, and a part of me was like, and maybe why is the wife just
starting? Why is she
seeing the
out
wife
all
now?
of a sudden?
I had lots of questions in my mind, but I was like, okay, well, if the founder pass on, I think the next person is the wife, and I think now. The Geo now. Okay. After Geo's
Mommy Geo.
But of course, if Mommy Geo would be taking over, right? She should have been in the system before. So how come all of a sudden she started doing the healing and she wasn't in the system?
How do you know that?
Well, media have not been showing her.
But she was just always with, seated where she sits. She has not been.
Don't follow.
somebody said something, before even going to this BBC, somebody said the wife was nursing a child then, and nursing a child for how many years of the ministry. Well, I'm not even interested in that. See, the one that really interests me is that the story, the BBC story, and the first question is, why is this coming out after almost a year? It's like a year that he died now.
He died 2021.
2020, like
yes, it's about 2 years.
So why is BBC, they said it took them like a year plus to, like 2 years to...
No, they said they've been on the story. They've been telling him for about 3 years. So before he died. Yes, before he died.
So I'm like, okay, so what do they now want? Is it that they want to sentence his dead body or what? I don't like
they want people to be aware. They want the church is still on. So they want people to...
So did you watch, you saw the, wherever the interview?
With the people?
Yes,
I watched it. So I feel like they want people to be aware. They want people to know, to understand the level of atrocity that he has committed before he died.
Because the church
and they need people to be careful.
People are still men in the church now. In fact, more Nigerians are in the church now, if you notice. Because I watch it most of the time. My youngest, whenever I see that my mom is in the living room, we go and put it to Emmanuel TV. Okay. And I see lots of Nigerians.
I see a lot of people there. And no matter what you say, people will still support him.
Sure.
No matter what you say, there's still a lot of people that will support him. So
that's life. But my whole opinion is that why is it that after the death,
why is it coming out?
How will he defend himself? Who will defend him?
If that is the case, there are lots of people defending him. Even on YouTube, I saw some people, they were saying, no matter how, whatsoever they said he has done, that the BBC, they were now bringing out this story that, don't they have some people over there, some of their maybe priests or as the white people that practice all this occultic, that why didn't they bring them out to that? Why are they focusing on
a lot of people are saying
Nigerian pastor that they don't care what he has done?
Because when the wife, because I have a very personal experience with the synagogue church.
Oh, I would love
to
hear that.
So a lot of people were saying that because when the wife started, after he died, when the wife started, they said some of the disciples, and these were disciples that were working with. Now, people don't sit down to think. You call this a holy place. When he died and the wife was going to take over, you sent away everyone working with your husband.
The wife?
When he was alive. Yes.
I think I heard that you had issue with one of the...
Not one. All the women. Because she was always having issues with them when the husband was alive. She was always having issues with them. My mom was attending the church. There's no worker there at that time, I don't know about now, that does not know Mama Teju. Because she was a visitors coordinator there. She started from maybe the kitchen, blah, 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 because she cooks. And she got promoted. And she brought in her children. Even though the daughter... I have like 2 sisters. There's this one that was very intelligent. And there's the other one, very intelligent, but, she's not as calm as... So... I don't know how they picked the younger one to come and join the disciple, even though not me, I was never a part of them. Two of them were going, because when my mom was going, she said they pray, so she took them along. So they will always go there. So they have these people they call the youth. They have the other ones they call the disciples. So the youth are like the ones that collect, daily money. They take care of them daily, and they serve God according to them. And the disciples are the one that works with the man directly. So the youths are just like people that run errands, but the ones who work with him directly. So they took the younger one and promoted, and she was about 13, 14.
Wow.
Can't remember. 13, yes, 14. They promoted her
from youth to disciple.
And left the other one. Because that one, she does not have that much. She's the one that they did not promote, still alive today. So my mom, working as visitors coordinator, very close to him, and they are no longer alive today.
Sorry, your mom is late too.
My mom is late.
Wow.
She died in 2020.
And that's your sister?
My sister died a few years before my mom. Your mom. That's about 2015, 2016.
Wow.
So everything that happened to them started from synagogue. So that's why I'm very much interested in the story. It's not like yesterday I was in the system with them because she's my mom, and so nothing goes on that I don't know. When my sister was sick, that's why I say every story coming out from there is true. There's nothing they are saying that is not, because there's a lot of things they're saying that I have known since years back that I have known. All this they are saying about how the man baits that was just coming out, I have heard since. So if somebody who has died has told me, and has died since 2015, and the story is just coming out, they obviously, you know, they did not.
Sorry, Yetima, it seems you are going to be our guest on this show because it's like this is a direct story from you. You know, it's always good to hear from somebody that has a direct experience. Your mom, before your mom left for that church, was there something that really took her there, or how did she?
She cooks.
Okay.
She cooks. So
for them,
yes, there was this company. A very big company beside, you know, that synagogue has like houses and companies around, especially. So there was this company that she was, you know, supplying food. And when she goes there, she just said one day that she had a dream and she saw the man and she was working with the man. You know, that was how it started. But my mom dreams a lot. So that was how the whole thing started. And she met somebody that said, oh, you're going, synagogue will pay you, you know, this and that and that, and that you can work, because the person works there as well. But she works as a cleaner. Working as a cleaner there is beyond, they pay them well. So that's one thing. So she was like, she works as a cleaner, but my mom is not in her level. She's, you know, she's well read. So she's like, okay. So when she got there, sharp, they knows Mama Tejo of London. You know, that's they knew how she came from London, you know, that story. So they said, okay, the Baba picks interest in her, like, okay, you're quite intelligent, you can, you know, you can stand and approach people, you can, so okay, come and be a visitors coordinator. So that was how she became the visitors coordinator, the one that caters for their food. There's something they call the Chinese restaurants. So that was where she was. That's the advance, because they have like the general one, the canteen that collapsed that time. They have that one, and they have the one they call the Chinese restaurant. So that's where my mom was before she died.
Has there been any day that your mom or your sister complained or tell you something negative about the church?
To be honest, they wouldn't. You know, there's a way they brainwash them there.
They wouldn't see it.
They won't really see it. You know, when they tell I call myself like an outsider. Yeah. So we on the outside, we say a prison le wow. That church is a prison because they don't allow them sleep. They don't sleep. There's sometimes that there's some women that they overwork and they fall down in the church. Women. They will faint. Yes,
there's one husband. Sorry to ask.
You leave your home, you leave everything and focus on the job.
As in brainwash, as in
go home.
It's like they've taken your life.
Imagine I'm saying that they don't go home, and you know those BBC people that they interviewed are saying, you know, almost the same thing. Like you work,
like all their life rally rounds that synagogue, everything.
Yes. So before you go home, you have to take like a permission, because sometimes my mom comes home in the morning. She will say she just quickly comes home, you know, maybe to give us money or maybe to do anything. So she would just call, and sometimes the man would just call her and Mama Teju, wow, you know, you look really good. Yes, wow. You look really good. Mama Teju ni 150,000. Wow. She's Emma emulates Mama Teju. She dresses very well because my mom dresses very well. So she said, Mama Teju, you know, that's how he hypes. That's how he hypes her, like, and you say iPhone. So when my mom would just come and say, TB Joshua, Sheba. So it's not a story that.
So they see him as like a helper or like. They see him,
yes, like a helper, but they know that they are always, you know, confined inside that place. They're not allowed to go out. They're always indoor.
And they enjoyed it.
I mean, they're just okay with it. They feel like that's the system there. When you come there, if you come there as an outsider, you will remove that your outside brain and ingest, you know, their inside brain, and you will begin to behave like them. You will definitely begin to behave like them.
But one thing is that still amazes me is how this man, because a lot of people that were saying something, that were commenting on, like some people commenting on the YouTube, they were like, this man, why didn't people see his generosity? You know, like what you said now,
is very generous. Yes.
For someone to say, okay, take 150,000. You think your mom would never be loyal to such a person? So you see the way he takes, he goes around, carry bags of rice, he himself be distributing it to.
You would want to be like you want to obviously be like him. You know, somebody who is that, you know, known. And he's also so humble because they see him as a humble person. So you definitely feel like this is Christ-like behavior. That's what you will see. But there is more going on the inside than what is being, you know, displayed on the outside. Like I watched a video that came out, you know, just recently, and they were, you know, these disciples and all of them, they were seated, and the so-called daughter Ajoke was standing and was, you know, hand and back and so this is what you're saying to an outsider, because I was going through people's comments and I'm just laughing. You guys don't know what happens in there. Everyone is saying, oh, they called that. I really did not even listen to the video, but I was just seeing the moves, and I'm very familiar with that, because this is not the first time my sister would say, my younger sister would come home and say, this synagogue, that when anyone does anything and they want you to, you know, there's way they gaslight and manipulate people. So when anything happens and they want to offer resign, you understand, they would have told you, this is what you will say, this is what you will say, this is what you will say. So when so when the person stands to them and say you are very, very this, you dare not say anything. You have to either be and you have to, and you'll be accepted and say, yes, I did it. Yes, I did it. Yes, I did it.
Even if you don't do it.
What do you mean? You're in the system. You have to. They know. They lie against each other. That's what they do for a living there. So then, as at that age, you will come home and say, look at what is happening. This is that. That is that. So, I mean,
and even she was still pleased with it.
She was still okay with. I mean, sometimes she and my mom will come and gist us, and they were okay. They did not see it as, they just see it as you know, to them they will come and want to, you know, look for an excuse for them and say, those ladies are not good people. But they will leave the culprit. They will leave him aside. No one dares say he's not a good person. You will not even think.
And somebody was saying in the interview that what he displays, that the personality he displays outside publicly,
is different from who he is on the inside.
Different from who he is on the inside. You know, and it's like this man is so strategic and intelligent that he's like he has programmed everything with media.
They call him the genius.
You know, he records everything. You know, like anytime they are doing all this charity stuff, they will show him carrying the ride himself.
Okay, look at somebody who says in heels, right? And you have a disciple that works with you. Now, let me tell you how horrible what happened to my sister was. It was a very horrible story. You know, it took me years to come out and say, no, because I started to think, like, is this a family problem? Because when the whole issue would start with them, my mom was sick. Okay. Then all of a sudden, we realized that it was like a, you know, transference of sickness. Because she was sick, they said she had diabetes and all that. Then all of a sudden, my kid sister of 13 years old became sick. And they said she had the same diabetes. So we're like, we do not have
younger
at that age. So we're like, we do not have history of this thing in my family. So what is happening? How come all of us at the same time you both became sick and we are talking about this same thing? So they had to stop going to church. They had to stop going to church. They had to say, okay, they now told them to go to the hospital.
Okay, from the church.
From the church.
From the church. So
they were living in the church. Okay,
wait. Is it not?
No, let me tell you. Okay. Now, when my sister got sick, her tummy started swelling. She started swelling. Then all of a sudden, those people that they recruited, because I already knew the system. So those people that they recruited, they started saying, just like when they're having a meeting, they held that meeting. Now it was her turn. So they were saying she has been sick before she came to church.
But so she's in the church to
forget that one. Everyone will play along. They said she has been sick before she came to church, that something was wrong with her, that my mom did, that so both of them will now leave the church and go to the hospital.
And take care of themselves.
That was how they exited them.
But in the church.
Now, when she went to the church, when they went to the hospital, when they went to the hospital and they came back to tell their so-called Prophet TB Joshua that she's sick and she's okay, guess what happened? They chased them away.
Wow.
They chased. In fact,
when she was okay or before she was okay?
Which okay? She went to the hospital and they came back because
they couldn't do anything.
They called my younger sister Prophet TB Joshua's daughter. That's what they call her, like, you know, she was young. So when they came back to tell him that, sir, this girl, maybe they should not bring her for healing.
Healing, yes.
Did they heal her? No. The first day my mom went with her, they sat them down from morning till night. He did not attend to them. So that's why when people are just dropping comments online, and I'm like, these ones don't even know. They don't know what's happening. They're just saying, yeah. When you're on the outside, you say something different. People on the inside are the only ones who have the right.
It is what you see that you just believe. You don't know what it could it be. Let's look at the other side of the old story. Could it be perhaps they were trying to leave the church? Perhaps
whatever happened, they are both mates.
You understand? Maybe she
so whatever
time
no one said anything. As soon as they left, the case died.
Wow.
So until now that everyone is talking about, I'm trying to put two together, and I don't know what to believe. I refuse to believe what I think.
Did you make any attempt to maybe to follow after the case after
follow who? Who do you want to follow? There's no one to follow. Everything those people have said about him is true. There's no one to follow. What do you want to ask? There's no one to ask. There's no one to follow. But everything they have said is true. Because they are right. Everything happened to them. Everything they said happened to them. Happened to them. Happened to them.
But this is very, very serious. I think we need to really bring it back to religious, as in African, with a kind of as in religious that would have blindfolded them from seeing the truth. As in, if you want to serve God, should you serve God with your mind, with your intellect turned upside down, or blocked from knowing when to cut off or when to know that this thing is not right? Because I heard that maybe he has a temple where people
prayer
go.
Mountain.
Prayer,
I know the prayer mountain. I know the prayer mountain. So you see, there's a lot of things happening there that I don't know. Like you said, why are they? I think they're just being brainwashed. See, we all know how the Holy Spirit works, right? We all know how the Holy Spirit. So the fact that the Holy Spirit can work in a way that man does not understand, when their so-called spirits work, it will work in a way that you cannot understand, because this is a spiritual thing. So apart from the fact that they are being brainwashed in the physical, there's also something in the spiritual that ties them down.
Because like that dream your mom had, could it be the dream has been manipulated, as in demonically manipulated?
I feel like it was demonically orchestrated.
So that she will believe that, it is God that is directing me. You understand? Because they know that, it is true dream that God speaks to her. So she would think that maybe God is telling her to go and serve there. So perhaps that's how she entered into that trap, and it's hard for her to get out.
My fear is this: it's not only TB Joshua
that is even doing that kind of thing.
There are still people that are still living that are also in that kind of situation, that have big churches, and people are indirectly
in bondage.
Yes, and no matter what you tell them,
they will not want to see that.
They will not want to listen to you.
I think let's now talk about how people can really be helped, because that is
how people can really be helped.
How we can people that are perhaps people that have not been victim of this, or people that something must have led to the other before. People don't just find themselves into a place.
I feel like we should, as an individual, we should be very prayerful.
That is it.
Church or no church, you need to have a personal relationship with God, so that you don't get to see what you're not supposed to see. So I believe that, you see, in Yoruba, leaving church aside, I don't know how I want to explain it. You can be already involved in certain things that the devil is with the devil. I don't let me go deeper. So I feel like sometimes a woman can, if you're not spiritually strong, a woman will definitely they will direct you the way. But when you're already on fire, you will not see what you're not supposed to see. So I'm not making jest of them or anything, but the thing is, you cannot help them with clear eye.
No.
Because these people are not there with clear eye. So as an individual, we need to be strong spiritually.
And I think what individual needs to really work on is a discernment
and relationship with God.
Apart from having a personal relationship with God, your discernment, how to be able to discern who is who. as in under who you are submitting or subjecting yourself to, that, oh, lay hands on me, Papa, be my Papa, be my mentor.
Okay, I
want to say something.
Looking, and see, I just pray that God should help. You know, I've been in a situation, I've been sick sometimes ago, like, I can't really forget that experience, 2020, when I was sick. This one, you know, it got to a stage I knew that, okay, this is not, it's not really about hospital, it's not medical attention, because I went to the doctor, I did series of tests, and on my chest, there was one of the tests that I did with my x-ray for my chest. I was really feeling some things on my chest, like in my heart, and the doctor said, this your heart is, it looks like an 8-year-old heart that is very perfect. And I knew that in my body, my heart was not perfect. You understand? So I did series of things, like went to hospital, did tests and everything. And last, I just said, okay, I think on this matter, it's me and God. I started going from mountain to mountain, calling pastors, calling prophets, and I can remember a series of things some so-called prophets told me to do. You understand? And when a so-called man of God in quote tells you to do some things, that you know that this thing is not scriptural, this thing is not biblical, it's not in the Bible, you know, I think why going about, I think we should all leave a part of our senses to be able to reason that, no, I'm on the wrong path. So I think people are so, they are so maybe desperate for healing. Fine, I've been there. You know, when you are sick, when you are bedridden, you know, you just want healing, you just want to get well. You don't care about the means, you don't care about whatever, you know, in as much. Somebody was asking that, does that mean this man does not have power? Somebody said he actually has power. TB Joshua. But what is now the source of the power?
Of the power.
You understand?
Yes. Have you been to the prayer mountain?
Me been to the Maple to do that.
No, it's water everywhere.
Water.
It's just like when you have building here, and everywhere here is water. Everywhere here is water. It's water everywhere with buildings.
Water was water. So
you know,
obviously maybe you might be working with marine.
Did you hear one of the interviews when one old man, which I know I've seen that man before.
Okay.
Because sometimes my mom cannot come. You have to go there to, you know, talk to her, or because they are so busy, they cannot come. So you have to go there. So a couple of times I have gone there. Now, when the man was saying that there was a day, TB Joshua commanded fish, told them to take a fish from the river, cut the hair on his head and in his parts, and put it in the fish's mouth, and tell them to return it back to the river.
Somebody mentioned that thing.
Okay, so while my sister was alive many years ago, and she told me, this is how this man baits. Have I been there? No. This is how he baits. And somebody is just coming out in an interview saying the same thing about how he baits. Please, what are you saying? How many years ago have I? Since please just forget it. Wow. Okay, you were saying something then, like how do you help people? Now, I wanted to say that. What should I say has happened to me then? Because I was not spiritually strong. Why was I exempted? Or why was my younger sister, who was, you know, who were not strong again? We all depended on our mom now. And let me tell you something, my mom is also not the type that, my mom never goes from church to church. That's the most scary part of the story. Like, why did it happen to her? She doesn't go from church to church. She was attending, in fact, she used to attend Winners Chapel. She used to attend, you know, she wasn't the type that would say, oh, really, okay. Or no, she was not even the type. So the question, what happened? Why was I, or why was my sister exempted? That's the question. So you see, sometimes we have to say that we cannot even fight for ourselves. You don't even know somehow, you are just being exempted. How?
It's true.
Why did I not listen? What if I had listened to and say, okay, I want to also work for the God?
Why didn't you even feel intimidated? They are making money now. You understand? Now you would have been like, oh, Shebi is to make money. Cash out in low one. You understand?
Okay.
So there should have been something, maybe something that you yourself don't even know that made you to be exempted from that. And maybe there's something they've seen in that your younger sister. And they know that there's no way they would have gotten her without getting access to your mom.
To my mom. But how did they see it? Where were they when they saw it? Because my mom, the thing is, when you are going to the church now, when you have children and you are going to church, sir, pray for my children.
Yes.
But I was not there.
She didn't
When
mention.
they went, I don't know how I was not, because I was never just interested in that church. So when they went, they would say, I want mommy. Maybe my mom just feel like,
even
these are my
your
two
pictures. There's some mothers.
Yeah, they will even take
they
your
will
pictures.
print and laminate your pictures.
Okay,
and be taking it to pastors.
My mom didn't even go that far, but she took my two siblings and said, I want mommy. Please, sir, pray for you want the good side of him, and say you even want to bring your children to come and worship. So maybe when God bless you, whoever signal and say because she was a virgin.
Now your sister, your younger sister.
Our last born, I thought she was 13 years old.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe they must have
She was
seen
a virgin.
something in her that.
So why are people saying he uses virgin? Why was her tummy so okay, what did he do to her that she didn't speak about? If I tell you the horrible things that happened to this young girl, you will cry for her. She's so intelligent that at that age, she was in coma. She was in coma for 7 days. She was in coma when she got an admission. So her admission letter came on the coma. And the truth of the matter is, beside my house, there was this pastor. So when she was sick, she would go there, they would put her there, they would say she should come and do 3 days prayer and fasting, It was when the pastor came and said, this girl, just that when he went to pray, some people came to him and he said that this girl only went to do the school, this thing, but she will not go there. And truly, and she was nothing happened to her when he said that. Nothing happened. I mean, she was already sick, but she was not dead. When the man said that this girl, she will only write the exam, because she went to write exam, but she will not go. And trust me, when she was in coma for 7 days before she died in the hospital. She was in coma when the admission came. Did she go? No. Even before they died, the horrible things that happened, actually, it took me years to come out and say, this can be something, because the way she died, when this thing was eating up my sister, I don't know what was eating her, the day she died. Okay, now, let me just briefly talk about how she died, to tell you the horrible things that happened and is happening there. Now, as Tommy started to swell, they started to take her to the hospital. She had diabetes. It got to a time she was choking. We got her insulin, exactly. She was choking her leg by herself.
At a tender age,
yes,
like that?
she would choke her leg by herself. When one bag of pure water was not enough for her to drink, because the omiara was dried. So she would drink one bag of water, and the way she's drinking it, she's peeing. So just you people are talking about what you don't know. People are just commenting on one they don't know. Yes, people talking. I'm sure they've people say that they dictate some things. They don't want to. They don't want to say too much. She'll be drinking water. She'll be peeing, and when she's peeing, once she goes to the toilet to pee, if you come back in the next 1 minute, you won't see the toilet. Guess what you will see? Ants filled in the toilet. Before you get to see the whites, this thing, you will almost want to clear the answer. Did you know what happened to her before she died? Till she died. That was what she went through. Unfortunately, she was in coma for 7 days before she now finally gave up. The night when doing that, they were saying that there's a cat in her tummy. They said there's a cat in her tummy.
As in, from you took her to another prayer?
No, it was just the man beside our house. The man was just because we didn't have a choice. So we're like, let's pray. The man say, there's a cat in her tummy. Let me tell you how. The day she died, the cat was screaming.
Wow.
The night she gave up, it was Ojo Ileya. Because I went for Ileya party. So I just came back. They said to us, and they come and said, my sister is dead. I said, dead, Bawo. So when we went, we were all crying. All of a sudden, when we were crying, the cat just, you will not see it. We were just, I can remember that day, my eyes were closed, I was shut, I could not open my eyes. The cat came to where we were at General Hospital. That's still today, I don't go to General Hospital. I will never, when they said General Hospital is good to give birth, I didn't go there. I said, I have issue with General Hospital, so I can't go there. General Hospital, you're going to do. The cat was crying like this. Wah! Wah! And till the cat was going back and going back. Please, I've never heard. Even Yoruba movie cannot even show that kind of thing. The way they feel like they are raw. Please.
Honestly, This is really deep, and honestly, is really, really pathetic. So sorry for your sister and your mom's loss. And
I mean, we have been able to come out of that trauma. It was a trauma for me.
And I just imagine how many thousands of people are still,
and they cannot even speak out.
Even speak out. And you know, this thing is now coming out, and some people are still saying it's a lie, it's not true. No. Honestly, to you viewers that are watching me online there, I think maybe before we just go, our time is really, I think we need to bring a pastor to come and talk more on this. You know, why people, as in, why has it should we now? Because we can't shy away from people saying, okay, they need spiritual guide. You understand? To what extent should pastor even allow their even disciple or maybe members to even know God personally, to have a person so that they won't be God in their life all through, so that they can develop themselves, so that they won't be able to be going like some people, you know, they might not be contented with maybe their pastor and they will say, oh, let's go, there's one fire, let's check another one. They say that one miracle, sharp, instant miracle. You know, what are people looking for actually? You know, like I rightly said that, you know, people have a lot of challenges they go through, you know, maybe from health, marital, different things that they look for solution. You understand? But I think personal relationship, like you have rightly said, personal relationship with God, know how God speaks to you, know how God deals with you. Then secondly, discernment. Your discerning spirit needs to be activated, especially this year, this 2024. Hey, your discernment needs to be 100% activated so that you know where to go per time, who to go to. You know, they don't write it on face now. If you see this man is as humble as anything. You know, the way he talk, the way he smile, and I'll be like, this one is
the way
like,
he goes to prostrate for the elderly women.
The way he gives, you know, you won't even have anything
the way
against
he's carrying
him.
rice.
The way he's carrying rice, humility to the core. You understand? I think these are the things I think I need to just tell to sensitize us with, as in our discernment, spiritual sensitivity should be intact. Maybe before we go, Emoji, do you have anything to say, at least to our viewers watching today?
You've said it all. Let's be careful looking for miracles up and down. But in our own case, our mom's case was a different case entirely. She wasn't looking for miracles. You understand?
Maybe she said she was looking for a place to serve.
Not really, because she had a dream.
And now she was serving, she was working, and she was working with him. You know, there are many times I would know, okay, we want to serve God, we want to look.
But sometimes you would also be like what you said, discernment spirit. When you have a vision, try to search,
to vet, and is it of God or of the devil?
Yes, or from the pit of hell. You gotten a vision doesn't mean you should quickly run with it. Search. Move further.
But there are visions that you need to quickly run with, you know.
No, quickly, what I mean by that quickly, it's not, when you have a vision, you shouldn't just vision and you run like that. You should.
It's just like this popular Guru Maharaji. It's just like you having a vision and they say you go to Guru Maharaji. Would you go? You won't go now.
That one, you know the irony of this thing. This one, you have known that this one did say, oh, there's one Jesus somewhere, there's one God somewhere. This one already said that he is the God, that they should worship him.
He didn't even say that.
So
he didn't even say that openly.
So
if you're on the outside, you know.
This one is a no-go.
People might have had that vision that your mom had, and when they wake up, they will like, God forbid, I will book you.
In Jesus' name.
But how about if this is maybe, how about if this is just maybe psychological? You know, some
because you're walking around.
He's been seeing it every day. So how would you dream about it? How about that? You understand? You know, we're just trying to look at different ways.
Honestly, our mom didn't act on it. She went to meet someone for and innocently a wrong counsel.
When all your life is around synagogue, who do you want to go to for counsel to? Well, they will say, oh, a disciple is gain to the kingdom. You understand? So honestly, we people, yes, Mama, in fact, you really, I know this is really deep from within, and I could really feel the emotion by which you are even saying this. Honestly, I really feel for people that are going through this bondage and
that are presently going through it. It's still fresh.
It's still fresh. Yes, that's what you've heard from her now. This is for real. This is for real. But I don't even care. Well, God is the judge.
God is
you know,
the judge.
whether BBC is coming out, what they are coming out is not for them to go and sentence him or whatever, but for people to be enlightened, for people to really know that there's fire on the mountain, so that at least now I think some people will have, anybody that can really think well, they will have a second thought about going there. Maybe some people have been planning to go there, and even other places. So whenever you are seeing that miracle is rushing there, or people are rushing there, please always vet it from your spirit, from your inner mind.
There are even some people that is anywhere below face. You know, especially now that there's online, especially now that there's online, you know, this thing everywhere. Once they see online, hey, they see crowd, and they see people sharing testimonies, they are there.
And they don't know maybe the testimony can be staged or not.
Even if it's not staged,
God is going to expose more of them so that we don't fall victim of this.
Yeah.
God will expose them, you know, so that there will be difference between those who serve God and those who don't serve Him. The Bible says, He said, I will put a difference between those who serve me and those that does not serve me. Darkness and light cannot be the same. If you want to be dark, who could be dark? And let them know you for dark, that okay, this is what you stand for. Don't now hide under the gospel of Christ that you are for Christ. You know, you belong to the devil. So just claim that devil is your father, is your grandfather. So don't bring more disciples to the kingdom of darkness, please. And people that are looking for miracle, we've said it all, please be careful of where you go to. Be careful of people you go to be your mentor, to be your father in the Lord, to be your mother in the Lord. Know God personally. Know God by yourself. Have an encounter with God by yourself. Even if your pastor tells you something, go and vet it from the scripture. Let your spirit man confirm it for you. Don't just say, just rush to go and do it. Confirm every spirit. Search all spirit and search for that one that is true. That is my word for you this morning. And I believe you've learned something from this episode. Honestly, we are going to bring a pastor to talk about this. Happy, what do you feel? Because we need someone that is actually spiritual. We have a lot of spiritual.
Yes, it's not about talking about TB Joshua, but it's talking about this kind of
what they have turned the spiritual things of God to.
In the name of,
and why are they hiding? Why can't they come out boldly and say this is it? Why are they hiding under the thing, doing the things
they will run away now. How many people they go Guru Maharaj now? They will run away, but they have to just hide under a car. And you know, most of these people, honestly, we need, and this man would have raised lots of disciples. I heard that there are some pastors that even go to him. You understand? And these are pastors that, you know, you might not even go to TB Joshua, but TB Joshua is a mentor to some of these pastors.
Yes, a lot of them. You can see them on YouTube these days.
You understand? So God will help us. God will help us, honestly. Thank you, everybody, for being on set with us today on today's episode of Just a Child. You know, we talk about a lot of things that affect families, affect individuals, you know, and we are here to just see how we can enlighten ourselves to know more, to sensitize us so that we won't fall victim of all these things. You understand? Because honestly, this really weakens me this morning. Honestly, and it is well. You today, thank you for coming. Emoji, thank you for coming. Until we come away again next week on another interesting episode of Just a Chat. It's me, Bumi Alabi, saying have an amazing weekend. Bye.